Hey, what's up guys, it's Brad with Fitness. Today is Wednesday, September 18th, and I do not feel like going to the gym. And I was gonna duck out. In fact, I've been laying in bed just resting and avoiding it. I had to get some laundry done, just conflicting things, right? Like, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. And went downstairs to put my laundry in there, and one of the guys is getting ready to go over. He's about to lift. He was asking me about deadlifts. Today's my deadlift day. So I feel like that's the universe being like, hey, hey, hey. All right, universe, we're going to the gym. So I'll see you over there. All right, so as mentioned, in the gym now, and I'm with my man. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yo, Dominic Lemons, I'm here. And I see my boss putting in that work, so I had to give me a taste of that before he took off. I appreciate you.
So look at the size of this fucker.
Oh, I'm
he's
tiny.
He's like the only dude, I know I'm gonna have to zoom in on this, but I'm gonna have to out angle your ass on this one, but like only dude walking around here makes me look small, I think. Fucking feel tiny next to him. Anyway, we're gonna work on this deadlift. So do you want to do one plate? You're gonna start with two? Starts with 2 plates. Boss ass motherfucker. All right, well, let's see what he's got. Not bad. I see a couple things, but we're gonna keep going up, and I'm gonna take you to a little bit heavier, so it's closer kind of where your failure point is,
Right.
And then we'll see what really falls apart for you,
Right.
and be able to critique from there. So we're gonna keep going. We'll give you guys a little bit better angle here. See what we can do. This is 495 in the bar. Smooth, real smooth. Cool. All right, cool. So I think that's heavy enough where we can make a couple of changes and then see how it feels for him. See if it makes much of a difference. All right, cool. So we got reset. Got some clips on here. So hopefully the weight stays put. And so for your lift, kind of what I'm looking at, what I see is getting on your toes a little bit. So we noticed that, or at least I noticed that he appeared on the first kind of earlier lifts, kind of having that center of gravity out on your toes a little bit, and that can make it really hard to complete and finish a lift. So we're going to work on kind of sitting back a little bit, talk about a little bit of technique and how to perform that. And then we talked about his knee position, right? So one of the reasons why I walked around the front, I don't know if you guys noticed it or can think back, but notice that as you came down, your arms are kind of right over your knees. And so what it did is at the bottom of the lift, it kind of collapsed his knees in a bit. We talked about that's kind of a hard angle to start a push from. So we're going to try to narrow his stance a little bit, work on sitting back, and just a couple of those little tweaks, see how it feels for him, if it feels any different, and kind of go from there. Everything else I saw was actually remarkably good. You know, in terms of his deadlift, you know, he wasn't treating it like a two-part movement. It was, you know, one kind of fluid movement. His whole body was getting involved. I see a lot of people who say that they don't deadlift. You know, they do that two-part movement where it's the legs straighten and then the back straightens. And you weren't doing that at all. And on top of that, even with the 495, right here is like the mid back is thoracic spine. I didn't see any thoracic rounding, so you know, a good strong back. You know, so that's a good thing. So good, you know, good stable position. I guess the last thing that we talked about was breathing, right? And be able to brace right. So big breath before you initiate the pull, and then brace real hard like you're going to take a punch to the stomach, and then drive. And it gives us that good, powerful position from which to apply pressure to the bar. And so we're going to work on, I think, those 3 things, and just see how 495 feels for maybe a couple of reps. Let's just go from there.
All right.
So here we go. So we're all set. On you. Boom. Do another one? Can you do another one or no? Ooh, tough, huh? Oh, it's slipping out of the hands. So the aftermath, how does that feel? Does it feel different?
I think I'm just lacking the strength a little bit. It feels a little different, but I can sort of feel it tuning into like a natural position.
Okay.
Or something I can get accustomed to pretty quick.
Okay. So you may notice he kind of pulled a Eddie Hall, kind of sitting way back. So that would be something that I would probably work on, because I don't know if that's given him an advantage. So we'll work on that for the next set for him, and see if we can improve, you know, improve the deadlift form, or at least improve how it feels. But I'm gonna go up now. It's still going. Okay. All right, so you saw him kind of do that Eddie Hall, sit back. I'm gonna try to demonstrate more what I mean by sitting back. Because when I say sit back, I'm not exactly, I don't mean literally sit back. I just mean get your weight back a bit. So I'll have you stand over here on my side.
Too easy.
And you guys will see what I mean. So instead of being on the toes, I mean like this. So I didn't literally sit back, but you can see my center of mass kind of come behind the bar. And so if I keep my center of mass behind the bar, that's where your center of gravity will be. It'll be back. So you don't want that center of gravity drifting forward, because it's very hard to control. It's kind of the difference of having a 45-pound plate out here versus keeping it here.
Right.
Holding it here is easier. Keeping it out here is a lot harder. Your back is doing the same thing.
Okay.
So what I try to do is by getting my weight back a bit, I'm trying to decrease the moment arm and make the lift a little bit more effective. All right, so we talked through a little bit. Gave him a few pointers on kind of what I meant by like sit back. And really what I was telling him is I'm more concerned with getting his kind of chest behind the bar. So here we go. Better? All right, so take a breath, just reset for a second. Well, I want that bar to start closer to you. Bring that bar closer and start the bar closer. Bring it closer. There you go. Now try it. Ah. So that roll helps you, huh? Okay. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Okay. So we got to work on starting the bar a little bit closer, because when you have that bar, or if you start the bar further away from you, it makes the whole process harder, right? Because you figure that bar is further away. Then once you lift off the ground, it's going to swing back pendulum style and come back at you a little bit. Right. So if we can get you used to starting the bar a little bit closer, then you might find that it'll be a lot more comfortable. That very first rep was actually pretty good. But like I said, just the way that I looked at it, it seemed by the time you started lifting, the weight was more toward the tips of your toes versus midsection on the foot. Ideally, you would want the bar to kind of bisect the foot between the shin and the tip of the toe. So you'd want that bar right there.
Okay.
So that's generally where you'd want to start with. All right, let's see if I can hit 675.
Hey, he might edit this out, but let me tell y'all something. Brad is a different type of monster, man. It's a different type of monster. Let's go. Give me one more. Let's go. said, give me one. Like I can even give him half of one of those. Too easy. You gonna smile at the camera? Look, man, I'd have died.
Probably pretty loud. Big ass fan over there. Loud as shit. Anyway, so yeah, just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to kind of try to be able to help.
I appreciate everything, man. That was a workout and a learning experience. So I thank you.
Yeah. So I'd say like going forward, before you try to jump to your max with this stuff, I would just practice the form. Yeah, we get used to the form. So build up slow. Don't like next week jump in and try to do the max. And for you out there too, if you get a little bit of different technique, you don't want to rush right out and test your maxes because you're not used to the form yet. Right. So even if you were using let's say even bad form for a long time, if you got used to using that bad form, that's kind of your go-to. And so if you switch up the form dramatically and then you try to jump to a 1 rep max, you might find you can get hurt or something, something bad, right? So be slow, work on the form, just make sure that you're comfortable and consistent with the form. I always recommend recording yourself. That's actually one of the reasons why I got started. And record yourself with the phone or something like that from the side just to make sure everything looks clean and all the sets are staying consistent. And then I think before you know it, the deadlift will be a lot easier, and you're not going to be having the problems that you maybe had before. And I think you'll be able to do more than you did.
I'll probably get into deadlifting again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Learning new stuff. Once you start slinging some weight, man, like it gets kind of addicting because you're like throwing around big weight. But anyway, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave in the chat box below. I'll be sure to respond. And I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting the video. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't know what you're waiting for. But yeah, guys, remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like get in the gym and train and deadlift, even if you don't like it.
Right.
You got to get in, train despite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you continue to find the way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.